Hello, everybody. This is Sean from Cycle News, and we are here to talk about our Honda CRF300L Rally project bike. A lot of people say that this bike is one of the best entry-level adventure bikes out there. It's really kind of a dual sport bike. It's not really an adventure bike, but the reason people feel that way is it's a lot smaller, lighter, a little easier to handle for people that are inexperienced and don't want to ride a full-sized ADV bike. So that's true. It is a pretty good ADV bike. You can explore with it. It's got a little bit of a windscreen, so it is a little different than a traditional dual sport bike. Pretty decent on the road, on the highway. The off-road performance isn't spectacular on this thing. The suspension is really the big culprit of that. It comes with a untunable, unadjustable rear shock that is, unfortunately, that wouldn't be such a bad thing, except that the stock settings are pretty terrible. The forks are okay. There is some tunability there, so you can get away without going too crazy there. But we didn't want to take a 2005 CRF300L is now $6,500. Our project bike started with a 24 model, which was a little cheaper. It's gone up a little bit here with the 25 model. They did improve the shock slightly on the 25 model, but we still felt like there's a lot of room for improvement. But we didn't want to take a $6,500 bike and make it a $12,000 bike. That's kind of silly to us. So we tried to focus on reasonable cost, for the mods. We kind of stuck with a couple things within that we felt like are necessary to make this a much better bike, both for more entry-level riders as well as more experienced riders. So what we really focused on was the suspension. And like I said, we wanted to keep it in a reasonable price range. So we worked with Andriani USA. It's actually an Italian company, but they have a US office in North Carolina. Really well known in Europe. Make some really quality products. After doing a lot of homework, we went with their internal cartridge fork kit and a Nitron shock, which they sell, which Nitron is another European brand. They sell complete shocks. They have 3 different price levels of shocks. We actually went with the least expensive one. It does not have a remote reservoir like some of the more expensive options. So we tried to keep it in a reasonable price range. And so the shock that we got is a $635 MSRP. The fork kit, that internal Andriani Rally cartridge fork kit is $829. And then we had them do the installation and everything on it. I think most people don't really have the proper tools on that. So that's another $225. So, you're looking at $1,500 on what we feel are like kind of the really necessary items to really make this thing a pretty decent bike. Then if you're going to take it a little bit more off-road, we went with some more off-road specific tires. In this case, we used some IRC GX20 Gakota tires. The Rally comes with IRC tires, but they're really a 50-50 street dirt. If really you're going to focus on riding, a lot of highway and a little bit of dirt roads, those tires are actually pretty fine. We kind of wanted to do a little more off-road focused riding on it. So for true dirt performance, those were a big improvement as well. Between those two, so with some decent tires to get traction and that improved suspension, it really transformed this bike. So those were kind of some of the things we felt were pretty necessary to make this a pretty good off-road bike. So it now, though, the suspension actually performs properly. It has a decent, compression and rebound valving. It's not like a high performance off-road setting still for dual sport riding, adventure riding. It's now, a really stable, predictable performance, and that's what we were going for. Most of the rest of the mods we did on this bike were things that we would do with just about any adventure bike, actually.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the latest video. If you're like us and you love riding dirt bikes, you know that there's a little bit of maintenance that goes along with that. MotorX has just launched their HYK series of oil change kits in a box. What that does is it makes it very easy for you to do an oil change on your Honda, Yamaha, or Kawasaki 250 or 450cc competition off-road or motocross bike. The oil change kit's gonna come with a pre-measured top speed full synthetic 4-stroke oil can. It has the exact amount you need to do your oil change. It also comes with a high quality oil filter and a new crush washer for your drain bolt gasket. Everything you need to do a fast, efficient, high quality premium oil change is in that box from MotorX. We like having a few of these kits on hand here at the Cycle News shop. It makes our maintenance really quick and easy. You can find these at motorx.com or hit up your local dealer that sells MotorX and tell them to get some of these in stock so you can have an easy oil change of your own.
So kind of going down the list there, while we had those tires off, we actually inserted some Motion Pro rim locks. The bike does not come with rim locks. If you're going to get aggressive at all, you really should put some rim locks in, and the Motion Pro The Light Lock 2 rim locks that we use, they're awesome. They're better than any of the stock units that you can get out there. So happy to use those. We used our Rabaconda balancing tool to balance the tires so that they didn't give us a bunch of wobble on the highway and higher speed dirt roads. So really happy with that setup. Moving towards the kind of rider cockpit, the CRF 300L Rally comes with some steel handlebars. Not great. If you tip over, those things are going to bend almost for sure. So we put some ODI 7/8 aluminum handlebars on the bike. Those are $85. While we did that, we also installed some ODI Rogue MX2 lock-on grips. They're a little bit of an oversized grip with a lot of damping in them. We were happy with that setup. Still in the cockpit, Double Take makes what we feel are the best mirrors available. Pretty much any dual sport, adventure bike, whatever, we pretty much put those things on every bike. They're indestructible, infinitely adjustable, just a really good product. Still kind of in the cockpit range, I guess you could say, is the foot pegs. The stock pegs aren't terrible, but we did decide to put some IMS ADV foot pegs on. They're a much bigger platform, wider. So we were happy with those. Didn't really think we needed them, but actually once we rode with them, they're really a lot more comfortable when you're doing a lot of stand-up riding. Also kind of still in that cockpit range, actually I should mention we ran an SP Connect Moto Mount Pro phone mount. That way we could use our phone with Onyx for GPS navigation. And we've used those on a lot of bikes, and there's a lot of good phone mounts out there, but SP Connect definitely makes a lot of really nice mounts, good cases, so happy with that option. Continuing on kind of the performance side of this, the 300L motor, it's a pretty basic, not a lot of horsepower there, which is fine, like I said, for an entry-level adventure or dual sport riding. But we wanted to try to lighten up the bike a little bit and clean it up a little. So we installed a Yoshimura exhaust, a stainless steel slip-on exhaust. Yoshimura also makes some of the best fender eliminator kits. So just like most dual sport bikes, that thing has a big long tail section hanging down for the license plate and turn signals and all that. So we installed that rear fender eliminator kit that Yosh makes, and some of their micro turn signal kit, turn signals front and rear. Those things really clean up the whole thing. It's also less likely to get broken. Again, these are items we'd put on, almost any dual sport bike. These are a really hot setup. The Yosh exhaust sounds a lot better, performs a bit better. It's, again, not a must-have, but if you're doing the work on it already and want to improve the performance a little bit, that's definitely a good system to put on. To make this bike more like a true adventure bike, we also wanted to have a way to carry some items. So we installed some of the Giant Loop Mojave saddlebags. These, again, work on pretty much any dual sport bike especially. They made to wrap over the top of the seat. They strap down nice and snug. They don't bounce, move at all. You can carry, they're good for a day trip. They don't have a ton of space in them for like if you're doing like camping or anything like that. But for like a day trip, wanting to carry some items and carry a jacket and carry, some food and snacks and things like that, it's a pretty hot setup. And we've really had good success with those. We use their fender mount, which is an aluminum mount that you can screw to the back of the fender. It gives you a really secure place to strap to the back of the bike. And then there's the straps strap down onto the rear subframe of the bike. So really happy with that setup. At the end of the day, we spent about $4,500 worth of, aftermarket accessories. Less than $2,000 of that is what we felt were like the absolutely must-have items. And that other $2,500 is for items, like I said, we would put those on pretty much any bike, even the exhaust and all that, you can improve the performance on even a more high-end dual sport bike. And it is now we feel a pretty solid, lightweight adventure bike, especially for an experienced rider will have a lot more fun with it. If you're less experienced, that stock suspension, you could cruise dirt roads and all that. But if you get anything aggressive, that thing's definitely needs something a little bit more. And so I think even a pretty entry-level rider will be happy with it. About the only thing we would say makes this not the ideal kind of beginner-level bike is if you're scared of a tall seat height. This is a pretty tall bike, and that seat height is going to be a little scary for people that are not comfortable with a tall bike. So it's in the range of any other off-road dual sport bike. So it's like a 35-inch seat height. The thing, when it's stock, it's less noticeable because the suspension squishes down so much. So when you put in proper suspension with the proper sag and, the spring rate's right to hold the thing up where it should be, you start to notice that taller seat height. So a beginner level rider, may not be totally comfortable with that. We almost forgot to mention that we also installed the Seat Concepts Comfort Seat. These things are awesome on any dual-sported adventure bike, and the one on the CRF300L was a big improvement over stock. Well, we were super happy, like I said, with the performance. The engine performed a lot better. It's still not something that's going to go out and, if you have buddies riding, pretty serious KTM or beta, dual sport bikes, it's not in the level of those bikes. We kind of classify it more like a small adventure bike. It's not like the crazy go out and ride gnarly trails bike, but it is much easier to handle than a full-size adventure bike. So we're pretty happy with where that is. The one cool thing about the CRF300L Rally, it's a really cool looking bike, and that windshield is very functional. It has a big enough tank that you can actually get some pretty good range out of this thing. So it is really good for that long day trip riding and dual sport riding and going exploring and all that with a little bit of highway. And again, like I said, depending on what type of riding you're doing, there's all kinds of tire options out there. And even the stock ones aren't terrible if you're doing a lot of highway with a little bit of dirt roads. So yeah, it's a really good all around bike. And we feel like now we've made this thing within a reasonable budget, something that you would actually want to ride and have fun with. So, we have a full detailed story with all the details on the parts and everything in Cycle News Magazine. You can check that out. Cycle News is free every week. And then Cycle News website, same story is there. And if you're not already a subscriber of Cycle News YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button.